term for pacifiers, and nappies, which is our term for diapers. Introduction. Sally's sleep is in trouble. Sally breathes through her mouth constantly as she sleeps, tossing and turning all night long. She seems to have periods where she stops breathing and then snorts herself awake. Although Sally sleeps in her own bed, she often wakes in fear, so either Mum or Dad will sleep in her bed with her. They need to take this in turns because she rolls, snores and kicks so much that they hardly get any sleep when lying next to her. Sally is such a restless sleeper that when her mum is working late in her home office, which shares a wall with her daughter's bedroom, she can hear Sally bang into the wall around 3 times an hour as she tosses and turns. There is constant drool on her pillowcase, which they change a couple of times a week. While her twin sister has been successfully nighttime toilet trained, Sally will wet her bed every second night or so and doesn't wake up for hours after the wetting. She is so sad when this happens that her parents have reverted to giving her nighttime nappies. Unfortunately, this also causes her distress, despite their reassurances that she is loved and still their big girl. During the day, Sally continues to breathe mainly through her mouth. She speaks so nasally that most people cannot understand what she says. She was slow to speak compared to her twin, who still does a lot of the talking for her. Her parents have tried nasal cleaning and nasal sprays, but to no avail. Sally is a loving and beautiful kid who just wants to please everyone. Yet this sleeping and breathing problem seems to affect her ability to concentrate. She is constantly tired. Sally has the hallmarks of sleep apnea. But Sally isn't the only child struggling with challenging and worrying sleep problems. When Adam Mansbach's book, Go the F to Sleep, debuted at #1 on the New York Times bestseller list, it surprised everyone. Yet Mansbach's raw, honest, and hilarious verses capture so aptly the sentiments of every parent who has experienced the frustration of overtired, underslept children, whose stalling tactics at bedtime have stretched parents' patience to the limit. In fact, it hits such a chord that it has sold over 1.5 million copies worldwide as I write. The response to Mansbach's irreverent book has helped to reveal the widespread nature of poor sleep among children and parents, and it's verified by the data. Up to 24% of all children and 35% of children under 2 years of age have frequent problems sleeping. These are, most commonly, behavioral sleep problems. Psychologist Sarah Blunden estimates that 30 to 40% of children's sleep problems are related to habits and behaviors. However, many more of these sleep issues are physiological and will have long-term consequences. Leading pediatric sleep specialist Judith Owens and psychologist Jody Mindell report that 25% of all children experience some type of sleep problem at some point during childhood. As a rule, the more serious the disorder is, the more severe the symptoms. At one end of the spectrum, parents may wonder why their kids are so tired and grumpy. They may wonder why they can't concentrate and why they're acting out, possibly aggressive. They may wonder why they're doing poorly in school. It's especially deceiving with super smart kids because they seem to be doing well, but they are simply not doing anywhere near their best. Parents may be so used to their child being this way, they never imagine it could be any different. At the other end of the spectrum lie the diagnosable sleep disorders, and there are over 90 of them. One such class of sleep disorders is sleep-disordered breathing.